So I've got the front wheel kind of loosely on. Two things, this turn signal, it was boogered up, and I've got the battery out, so I'm gonna start charging it. And then our back fender is broken from shipping, but they did send me, I did not order the orange, I ordered black fenders. So they sent me the two black fenders are on the way in transit already. So that's two quick things I saw while unboxing. So here it is without the fenders. Came with the brakes. They're obviously already bled and everything from the factory. To get the front wheel on, I had to open the front brake pads / caliper a little bit. Just did that with the screwdriver, got the wheel on there, got the axle in, got that bolted up. It's got a pretty slick LED headlight here on the front. I haven't even taken the plastic off yet. Well, yeah, most of that plastic's off. So with the key setting to on, it's got a halo, and then when you turn the key setting to all the way on, which would normally be like your start function, then the headlight comes on, and then it's got a bright setting as well. It's got a cool little LED screen here. Shows your battery. What fooled me right off the get-go was I saw a red bar on the battery. I assumed the battery was low, kept charging it, and it's only like an 8 amp charger at 60 volts. So I forgot how many amp hours the battery is. I think 70 amp hours or something is going to take overnight to charge. I don't know what the charge time is, 6 or 8 hours. So anyway, but then when I started riding, I realized the white bars above the red bar weren't empty spaces. That was actually, the battery was pretty full. So here's the mirrors I put on. It's got a cell phone holder. It's got a plug-in on the cell phone holder. So I think it has a phone charger. I have not tried that yet. It does have a big enough seat for 2 people, and it's got rear pegs for the rear rider. Rode my kid on here, and rides really smooth. Suspension seems really nice. Here's your plug-in for the battery. Now I do have the rear fender off, and that's got the blinkers and tail light and all that on there, and tag light. So I kind of zip tied those up for now until I get my black fenders, but it looks kind of like a Mad Max right now without the fenders on it. If you flip the seat up, you can slide the battery out, but the battery charger actually plugs in right there, so you don't need to take the battery out. You just could if you wanted to. There's the screen. So coming around the bike, there's how the rest of it looks. You've got a VIN number right here, and they sent me a title as well. So here's the build quality. I think those welds are pretty decent. I don't weld for a living, but I can weld, and I do run a shop where we do weld, and I think that's pretty good. Another thing I thought on the quality, which kind of told me this was well put together, is just all the fit and finish and components seem like good quality. And it's got the main breaker right there. So on the key fob, you've got lock, unlock, alarm, and this little lightning bolt. I haven't tested the lightning bolt yet, So that just sound, that remote turns on the bike. The lightning bolt does. So I wanted to see what it would do if I had it in lock. I pushed it and it started blaring a very annoying sound. So if you were trying to steal this, I guess you could get away with it. You'd just be annoyed the whole time. So if we come up here and unlock it, put the key in, here's the screen. So here's what was fooling me. I think it had these two white bars, but the red bar was illuminated when I got it. And I've only charged this for a couple of hours. So right now it's showing full. Like I said, I got it up to like 43 miles an hour. It does have an odometer. I've put 3 miles on it. So we'll try to film some riding on it. And then you have 3 speed levels. So defaults 2. The throttle is very touchy in 3. 1 goes about 15, 18 miles an hour. 2 goes about 35. And 3 goes the top, which is 43, 45 miles an hour, something like that. So I have not done the hack yet with the throttle and ignition. It works on the M1P, which is the same company, different bike. I assume it works on this, but you hold the throttle and the red button, or no, throttle and brake, turn ignition on for like 8 seconds, turn the ignition off, and it bumps this to all out. And you can tell these are limited on speed because whether you're 120 pounds or 200 pounds, everyone's going 43, 44 miles an hour. So this guy got it up on a stand to wheel speed of 52 miles an hour or something like that. So I'm going to unlock that, but it's brand new. I just didn't want to mess with it yet. So I'm going to shoot a video when I unlock the additional throttle. But it's very touchy in 3. Not in a bad way. You just kind of get used to it. But so far, I'm really impressed. It's a ton of fun to ride. The tires had air in them. Like I said, assembly time was probably just an hour. This is the black framed bike. And this is the Eahora M2 model. And here are the fenders that go to it. So this is the rear fender. It was broken on the side. And here's the front fender. So I've got orange fenders if anybody wants them, or an orange front fender. And I'm waiting on the black fenders. I don't know if I'll put the front fender on. Here's the halo. And then here's, if you click the key all the way on, you get the light in the center. Oh, the other cool thing, so this has blinkers, brake lights, everything street legal. So if I activate the turn signal, it's got the pretty cool kind of phaser style incremental turn signals. So I'm pretty impressed with this thing. It's really cool. I've ridden it 3 miles and everybody was asking, what is that? Where'd you get it? And I don't even know if half the people realize it's electric. But everyone's just kind of blown away. So we will do a little speed run. I'll figure something out on that and follow up after some more riding. So here is the front shot of it. The tires came with about 15 pounds of pressure. The label on the side says 25 max, so I put 22 in them, but it was pretty much ready to ride. The battery actually did come mostly charged, so I charged it for a couple more hours yesterday, rode it some. It's full now, and just as far as speed goes, it was surprising to me. It's got what EVs are known for, instant torque throttle response. It's got 3 speed levels, 1, 2, and 3. So when you come here and you click the ignition on, it'll cycle, powering up. You'll see here, it defaults to your speed setting 2. All you do is push this red button to cycle through your speed settings. 1, 2, 3. So speed 1, when you're putting around, maybe you are giving your kids like a little 1 mile an hour ride, it definitely has a lot less throttle response, which is appropriate because in 2 and 3, the throttle response is pretty instantaneous and torquey. So in low speed situations, or if you're taking out of a parking spot, I would recommend having it in 1 or 2. In 1, it tops out about 15 to 20 miles an hour. In 2, about 30 to 35. And in 3, about 43 to 44. But your torque and speed parameters are different in the controller for each of those settings. It also came with a wireless phone charger that is actually plugged in here behind. It's got 2 master cylinders, front and rear disc brakes, so your handles are just straight brakes, no clutch obviously. It's electric. So your ignition on setting is day run. Click it one more time and that gets your headlight. And it's got a halo in day run, and it's got a low beam and high beam out of the center in night mode. So there's your day run. And this thing, these wheels, everything about it's really cool. So as far as unboxing and assembly, all you need to do is put the front tire on, the front fender, your handlebars, adjust those, your mirrors, a couple of little smaller accessories, your rear foot pegs, which you can see those here. And so, like I said, opening the box and getting it ready to run was about an hour. The only thing that, if you're not mechanically inclined, you need to open up the front calipers to get your front wheel on, to get the disc into the calipers. So I just used a screwdriver, opened those up a little bit, and then slid that disc into the caliper. So, like I said, top speed for me, I'm 200 pounds, about 43 to 45 miles an hour. Getting there doesn't take long. The acceleration is great. From 0 to 25, the acceleration is just rock solid. I was riding with my buddy last night who has a Honda Grom. I'd say those are about 9 or 10 horsepower, 6 speed, I think. And we took off from a hole shot, and he got a couple of bike lengths on me, and then we stayed pretty even until like 40, 45 miles an hour, and then he finally pulled away. But it's surprisingly fast. Very happy with it. And I've been very impressed with all the build quality. Everything on here is street legal. You've got blinkers, hazard lights, headlight, tail light, brake light, tag light. So completely street legal. It's got a VIN number. So here's your some of your stamp manufacturer specs. And then here's your VIN number stamped in the frame. Like I said, build quality looks good. I'm not a welder by trade or anything, but the welds are pretty good for this level of manufacturing. Here's the rear suspension, pretty slick. So your fender obviously goes right here, and all of your rear taillights and all that are integrated into that. So the only other thing I would ask for electronically is you've got to unplug the bike power to plug the charger in. I wish I had a charging port, but this battery is actually made, you can just pull it right out. So I think if you wanted more capacity or more range than the 50 or 55 miles that the manufacturer is saying it has, and we're going to find that out, you could put a bigger battery in here. And I suppose guys are going to be tuning these up too. I don't think it'd be a big stretch to put a 4,000 or 5,000 watt hub motor in the back. But it does feel comfortable at speed, feels safe. It's got really wide tires, corners great. You could adjust these handlebars kind of anywhere you want. And like I said, there's your wireless phone charger. And so it's on right now. But very happy with it. I think we were in about $2,700, $2,800 total for this, no shipping costs. So we're very satisfied. If you guys got questions or anything, drop a comment or email me. This is kind of moved up to this from a gas scooter that I used to have. And this is just, I like this a lot better. But it's what really surprises me is everybody looks, smiles, points. People are getting a kick out of it. Other cool thing is I don't have the rear blinkers on right now, but there's your hazard light. So it's got just a lot of cool little touches, like the kind of incremental turn signals you can see going there. It's got a nice little horn. We'll honk that. Here's your brights, off and on. So it's not night in here, but it's got a pretty bright headlight. So as we get more miles on it, I'll get more details on range and things like that. But I'm very happy with this scooter. So like I said, if you got any questions or anything, drop comments, and appreciate the views.